Welcome to DreamWeaver and Chill, and thanks for chilling with me. Tonight, I have a very important player in the game. I have Zeus from No. He's the founder of No, the former admiral, and correct me if I'm wrong, are you still the current head librarian in No?
Oh, I just came back, so I'm a Commodore, but Midnight owns the Alliance now, and probably will for the remainder of the Alliance's life. Another quick note, I am not the founder of No. A lot of people think I am, but Sophia started No and gave it to me like 2 weeks later after she quit the game.
And she quit very early on.
She did, yeah. I think she was in Cube or Hypercube, one of those cubes. And she wanted something new, started a new alliance. I was in a dead alliance anyways. Started the game, a lot of alliances just die right at the start. And she founded No, and I joined as her second, so co-founder.
Oh, that's awesome. See, they were already giving us stuff we didn't know.
Well, some people knew, but it's pretty ancient history. Yeah.
When did you start playing Star Trek Fleet Command? And do you remember the first alliance you were in?
Okay, I think it was the first week of the game's release. The game came out November 29th, 2018. I have my first screenshot, because I screenshotted a lot of the game. Kind of my history here was December 11th, 2018. And that's after I was like already level 12 or something. So I started the first week in my first alliance. I don't really remember too much. I know that the name was Utah, and a lot of people always in the alliance chat were like, "Is everybody here really from Utah?" And I was like, "Dude, I just started the game, picked up an alliance. Like, I'm not from Utah." But like I said, it was a pretty dead alliance. Like, I don't even think the admiral was there when I came in, which I don't know. I guess he founded the alliance and then left. And pretty much everybody knows me from No, the librarians, which I joined probably like a week into my play period, maybe two.
Well, it's
I
been a long time since I've talked to you, man. I'm kind of freaking out because uh we haven't talked in so long. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it has been a long time. I've come back to find that a lot of people are still there and a lot more people not, which I was bummed to find out. But it's cool to see that after 3 years, there's still some really core people in the game.
I never thought I'd be considered a core person, but I
Well, I
can't
mean,
I can't
you've
leave now.
been around for a while, so
Well, my first screenshot says December 4th, 2018.
there you go. See, that's
And I don't
before my
yeah,
first screenshot.
but that's as far back as I can go. When people say, "When did you start?" The only screenshot I have is that. So,
Sometime
well,
around, so we probably started around the same time. It sounds like.
yeah, yeah. And I early on, before I knew you, I knew Magelson Elroy.
Oh
Of
yeah, he was in No, yeah.
Yeah, and he was about the same level as me. And either I hit him or he hit me, and we started this little spat, and we fought for I don't know 2 weeks, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then we just stopped.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing about the start of the game was there was no ROE, and if you ever hit any miner, was on a zero node, overprotected, anything, people would just get mad and they would just pretty much KOS you every second after that. It was a wild time, the start of the game.
They would go crazy.
I think I had a few feuds like that too. But me, my history when I started, I was all about killing other ships, specifically miners, because easy targets. But I did target warships. I did not discriminate. Any ship I saw floating in space, if I was strong enough, I'd take it out. So I got a lot of those little feuds. People telling me I'm kill on sight and things like that. So
Well, there's the new people don't know that you were a killer. Like the old school guys, we know that you were a killer, uh,
yes, yeah.
and then you.
After after Sophia passed on no to me, it was complicated because I really liked the PvP aspect of the game, and obviously I wanted to continue doing it. But it was really hard as the admiral of a new alliance to go around doing that because it was impacting not just me now, it was impacting, they would start saying, "Oh, we're coming after your whole alliance. Your whole alliance is kill on sight." Uh, I have like a screenshot of actually from the Legion of Chaos Discord server that said that we were kill on sight from them because we killed one of their miners, I think. So it was like I couldn't do it anymore, and it sucks because obviously it was a core part of my character, but I had to kind of stray away from that to protect the interests of my new alliance. So
Well, you could always do what I did, and I would, as the admiral, I would hit people, and then say they would, give me some kind of lip, and I would say, "Well, look, just talk to my admiral," and of course they would look up the alliance, and I'm the admiral, so kind of a mean thing to do, I guess.
that sounds exactly like I imagined you would do.
I did it for a while. Well, let's get going, man. What is your personal code in the game? What do you stand for?
I really just like teaching other people about the game and having fun. I also enjoy the PvP aspect, as I kind of already mentioned. I don't really discriminate for ships. You see my ship out in the middle of nowhere, you kill it, it's whatever. That's the game, and I don't really have a problem with that, and I don't have a problem with killing other people's ships. But a lot of people these days it's ROE, and if you just kill any ship sitting anywhere, you're gonna have some problems. But for me personally, base raids, ships, whatever, I just enjoy kind of the PvP part of the game, and I really just like teaching people and playing the game to like all of those aspects of mining and the PvP, the PvE, anything. I really, kind of just do it all. And a lot of people, like I said, have a problem with that, but I don't really have a problem with it. Raid my base, it's cool. Hit my miner, that's fine. It's part of the game.
Well, in all that time that you hit people, I'm sure that people gave you some really good hate mail. What's the worst or the best hate mail you've ever gotten?
So I do remember one specifically. I don't remember a whole lot because you get so many messages, you kind of just start tuning them out. But I do remember this one, and this was a good hate mail. But some guy messaged me after I hit his miner that he said it felt like he had met a celebrity because of how prominent I was in the early game, and that was kind of a nice message. Another
That's
one
like
I have, I don't even think this is from me. I just have a screenshot of it, but this just shows how crazy some people are. This guy said after we hit him that we ruined his kid's birthday, and I don't like I said, that might not even be from me. I don't remember, but that's just it's kind of wild. Like you let a game ruin your kid's birthday because your miner or your base got hit or something. Some people take it way too seriously. So
like unless you gave your base to the kid for his birthday, like that's the only
yeah,
way he would be upset.
here's all these resources, and then the kid gets on and he has nothing.
Yeah, when guess what, Billy? When you grow up, all of this is going to be yours, and then it's not.
Yeah, but I've gotten a lot of other ones. People just message me saying they're gonna kill on sight me, hit my miners in retaliation, which is fine. Obviously, I expect that. Just a lot of the basic hate mail. I have gotten a lot, but I don't remember the majority of it. That was 2.5 years ago, so 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Been a long time.
Well, I will tell you, in 2 or 3 years, ROE has changed a lot.
Oh, I know. I came back to the game like a little bit after I left, and I mentioned about the kind of the little bit of history, like the ages of the game. And
Yeah.
when it started out, there, like I said already, there was like not really ROE, and everybody would get mad if you hit them for any reason. And then it kind of shifted to okay, maybe we can hit minors, that's fine. And then boy, when everybody started hitting level 15, if you ever hit a base, it was just like it was like an act of war. And it didn't need to be, but that's the way that people took it. But a lot of people didn't understand that was kind of the way that the developers had intended the game to be played. I mean, obviously, it's what the shield mechanic and the base rating is for, but when everybody was first hitting level 15, if you ever hit a base, it was like automatic, your alliance is at war. And those were fun times.
The wild wild west, man, back then. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So do you know what the ROE is right now? It's I'll it's go ahead. You tell me if what you think it is.
Well, I imagine any unshielded base, unless, I don't know, I mean, I guess every alliance has a different opinion on their allies. So I'm just not going to talk on that aspect. That actually was included after I left, the whole ally thing.
Yeah.
I can't speak to ROE on that. I'm sure it differs depending on alliance, but I imagine any unshielded base and any unprotected cargo and 0 nodes. And we were kind of talking about it in Galaxy Chat too. Like, what about stupid miners like um,
Oh,
faction
like a botany bay
faction
on a
miners on Latinum? Like,
yeah.
I just look at that stuff in my horizon. I mean, yeah, it's like tier 4. It's not very strong, but it's like 300 an hour. And I couldn't imagine, you get that thing to max tier 9 or whatever, and it's probably at most 1,000. I don't know who would even want to do that, considering you need 26,000 to refine it once. At least at my level, I don't know if that changes, but
It
it
changes.
just it just seems like a lot for nothing. So I honestly, I wouldn't think twice about hitting those ships if it was like, if the players wouldn't have a problem with it, but they probably do. So I'm gonna stick with overprotected, 0 nodes, unshielded.
That's perfect. Then you're basically back because
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Um,
Great.
and if you don't have a Devore, the best way to get Latinum is just to take it.
That's what I've been doing, and I was
Yeah.
saying that in my alliance chat. It's my favorite ship to hit because it mines Latinum so fast, and you just sit by, let them get up a few thousand, and then you just take it. I usually add some weird thing, some little quirky thing in there, as I usually do. My most recent one, I actually PM'd this guy because I thought he might be online, so I PM'd him to try to distract him, saying, "I'm going to take your resources." Well, what I literally said was, "Can I please have your resources?" Turns out he wasn't online, but he messaged me 6 hours later and was like, after 5 hours of deliberation, I've decided you can take my resources. It's like, well, thanks for being a cool guy, but it was more of a distraction thing than it was like you know, me messaging you, telling you that I just took your resources. But
I find that some of my jokes like that when I leave messages for people, they don't get it.
a lot of people don't, and I think that's the majority of people who don't talk in Galaxy Chat. There are a lot of people who play the game and just don't care about Galaxy Chat or Alliance Chat or anything. And I mean, that's fine. But those are also usually the people that get more mad about, you know, hitting bases and overprotected miners because they don't read the chat. They don't read what the current ROE is or anything. So a lot of people play like that, and it's fine. I don't have a problem with your play style, but it's not going to change how I treat. So
If you're OPC or zero, you're legal. I mean,
that's
it's
right.
going to happen. What do you think about territory space? Do you know anything about it, or have you gone
Ooh.
there?
So I kind of looked at it. I went there for a few quests. Um, from my understanding, it looks like you hold the territory. It must be like a monthly event because I kept trying to start one and it would tell me I had to wait. So I think it's like a monthly event. This is my interpretation because I haven't really. Obviously, it came out after I left. Um, and each territory grants, it looks like bonuses, benefits. Like I saw one that allows you to purchase the jellyfish through a faction store, the big jellyfish, ISS, not the little one. So it looks beneficial, the territories, but it also seems like, obviously the bigger alliances are gonna have a lot easier go of it. And right now my alliance is not very big, so I'm kind of just putting it on the back burner for now, focusing on the things that I can control. I feel like territories isn't one of those things right now. And a lot of people keep telling me to upgrade my territory research, and I'm looking at the tree and I'm like, yeah, this all looks great, except most of it says, upgrade your R&D department to level 30 plus, and I'm over here at like level 27, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't seem super beneficial to me right now, but I think come in the future, it will be something I'll be looking out for. But right now, I'm kind of just not worried about it.
Well, it's worse than you think. It's a weekly turnover,
Okay.
so you have to fight for it, to capture it or defend it each week, and you can only activate it during those that certain window or whatever when it comes up for I guess for sale, kind of, because somebody's going to try to buy it out from under you with battleships.
And it's like a what, like an hour long, or how long is it?
It varies. I think there's 45. There's different links for different starred systems, like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. But I think 45 minutes is the longest I've been in, and there's no hit restrictions during that time. So a level 50 can hit a level 25. Um, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the big guy.
That all sounds wonderful, except my ships are just stupid weak. Like I left right after unlocking the commodity pretty much. I think it's now like tier 7. I had a lot of speed up, so I've just been speed up, speed up, speed up. But my biggest ship is like 300,000 Kumari, and everybody's telling me go for this ship, go for this ship, go for that ship, and I'm like, look, I got it. Like, it's great. I need time. Like, I don't need a whole lot of advice right now. I appreciate the advice everybody's been giving me, hoping that I would take their advice. But the biggest thing I'm on is that the game is still a crunch. You obviously have to mine your resources, refine, take some time, spend some latinum, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So yeah, I hear all of you guys' comments and everybody giving me this advice. Go for the Saladin. It's better than the Mayflower or whatever. That's great, but like it's just gonna take a while. And you can tell me that all you want. It's not gonna make me get it any faster. Like I'm not gonna change my priorities just because you said that you think this ship is better. That's great, but I got a lot of catching up to do, so I plan to stay at level 27 at for a while, about to unlock the Legionary, get a ship maybe to some 500, 600,000 range, and then I'll look at doing something else. But I've got a lot of catching up. They added 3 whole new research trees since I've been gone. So
Oh wow, yes, the whole bottom row
yeah, what is it? Outlaw, away teams, and
and territory.
territories. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So all of those researches started at level 0, and I just have to catch up on all of them. And I'm just gonna be at 27 for a little bit, trying to do that.
the economy really hasn't changed, except there's all kinds of different things you have to collect to grow.
So, so the economy, actually, I was gonna comment on this in Galaxy Chat earlier. I was gonna say I like it. It does look a lot better. The game is obviously still a grind. Obviously, they still want you to spend. That's kind of how it works. It's sort of a gotcha game. But when I stopped playing the game, the only way to get resources as a free-to-play player was to mine and hit bases. Now that I come back, well, there were events obviously, but now that I come back, there's like a battle pass, and the battle
Oh yeah,
pass is just amazing. Like I have been able to get so many, like I would not have gotten as far as I have in just this last week without the battle pass, like no doubt. It is just so helpful, and it's nice to see that they're easing the grind a little bit. I see all of these new officers that increase mining speeds by like 2,000% or something, and it's just absurd, but it's so helpful for a player like me. I don't even have those officers, but I'm like, I just can't wait to get them because it'll ease that grind so I can focus on some other things that people keep telling me to focus on. So I'm trying my hardest to max out this battle pass if possible so I can, that'll give me a bit of a start. And everybody's saying the event kind of sucks. And from what I can tell, it doesn't look very fun. It's a lot of mining and mining, which kind of makes sense given the arc, I guess. But I'm just kind of focusing on, maxing out the battle pass for the resources anyways. Everybody tells me the other events from other battle passes are better, and I'm like, that's great, but I don't really care. I'm just taking what I can get because when I left, it was not like that at all. So this is all free stuff for me.
Now, just think if someone started playing the game 8 or 9 months ago, this is all they know.
Yeah.
It's like heaven. They
when
think
we
it's terrible.
when we started, level 25 was the highest level, and I think there were only like 3, 4 people who were at that level during the first war. Like,
Welcome back. We have a level 59 on our server.
yeah, I was looking at that, and nobody else is even close to it.
No, I don't think anybody has the ability to do that.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of money.
It's crazy amount.
Yeah. So I've resolved to not spend any money. I have been a long time free to play player. I kind of just look for the best ways to do the most that I can without spending any money, and I've been pretty good about that. Don't intend to spend any money. I know everybody's telling me just buy the Platinum miner. It's like $20, and I'm like, that's great, but that's kind of not my style. I'm here
You can
to
get it.
do as much as I can with as little resources as possible, I guess.
You can get it during an event or something. They'll give blueprints for it. You can do
That's what
that.
I was looking at. It's also in the monthly legacy thing,
Oh
so
yeah, I think you can get like 10. You can get a lot in
it
the
takes a
event.
whole year to
Yeah,
unlock it that way. But
you'll get a couple here, a couple there. I spend
yeah,
$20 a month. I buy the larger battle pass, and that's it. That's all I do.
that's good too. When I came back, I unlocked the larger, like the elite battle pass, but I didn't pay for it. I think they gave it to me as like a welcome back or something. Like some welcome back thing popped up on my screen. I just didn't really look at it. But I'm really happy that I got it because it has really helped me speed up. But going forward, I don't intend to keep using, I'm not going to pay any money. It's, I've already
No.
said that. So it's just going to be the free battle pass. And it might hurt a little bit, but it's, like I said, it's still better than when I left the game, which is no battle pass at all. So I'll take it.
Well, the free route I think actually gives you more materials than the elite. So you're not missing. You're just missing some extra. So it's not
Yeah.
really missing anything.
Yeah. It's just, it might be a little bit slower, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for.
Well, let me tell you about the Mayflower. I'll give you some advice. Actually, I won't give you advice. I'm going to tell you a story. One time there was this guy who had 4 Mayflowers like a year ago. And everyone said he was crazy for doing that and stupid. And why waste all those resources? Wait till you get an enterprise. And he was like, no, I think it's a good thing. I love the ship. Well, fast forward, and now you can scrap that Mayflower for a ton of 4-star materials that you need for research and ships later. And now he's totally vindicated.
Well, to touch on that, it is also still a game, and people should remember that. And it's interesting that the guy says, "I want 4 Mayflowers just because it's my favorite ship and I want them." And that is, to me, that's like totally fine, and that sounds like exactly the same thing that I would do because it's at the end, it's still a game, and we're still here to just play the game and have fun. And if that's how the guy wants to play the game, and if that's what makes it fun for him, then I support it. I go build your 4 Mayflowers.
Let me tell you something else. That guy is me.
Well, now I take it all back.
I had to do it that way. Otherwise, you would have burned me.
Yeah. I already said you're stupid. That's
Yeah, but
absurd. Why would you build 4 of the same ship? Come on.
why waste all those resources? Save it for an enterprise. Like I've heard
Yeah.
a million times. Well, let me ask you this. You are in no.
Yes.
I don't know that you've been in another alliance Back in the day, once you got into No, you were in No. That was it, right?
Yeah, I was the admiral up until pretty much the day that I left. I passed it on to Captain O'Connor, and I came back. I came back, chatted in Galaxy Chat every now and then. I was always still in No. Apparently, they added a feature recently. I've been told that removes you if you're inactive. I'm not sure how true that is, but I came back, a year ago or so, and I wasn't in the alliance anymore. They invited me back. I joined, and then left for another year. Came back, like last week, a week or two, and wasn't in the alliance again. But they invited me back, of course. And I'm probably just gonna be there until the end of the game. It's kind of a loyalty thing, and honestly, they're just if you've ever been there, you've been in No, so the
Yeah.
people there. It's a really good alliance. They're all really good folk. They chat a lot. A lot of the times, it's not about the game, but that's fine. It's their way of having fun and staying in touch with each other, and I kind of miss that. Obviously, I was a big social player. I spent a lot of time in the chats, so it is a feature of the alliance that I really enjoy, that we keep up with each other in each other's personal lives, and we're kind of just all friends.
Yeah, I've shifted a lot of that to Discord. So I've got a core little group. Now that you're back, I'll invite you to my little secret server that I have. That's just for just for us to have fun and share stupid pictures and no drama, stuff like that. It's awesome.
Okay.
Well, what is your favorite alliance besides No, and why do you like it?
Okay, like current alliance or
Oh, you can go. You can go all the way back.
uh, I mean, there's been a lot of alliances that have been born and died and reborn and renamed, and wow, like I probably have to think a little bit on that one. But you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna go and say Sword. And Sword is an alliance that a lot of people know about, SWRD. They don't talk in Galaxy Chat too much, but a little bit they do. But the reason I'm going with Sword is after I became an admiral of No, or actually it was when I was still the second in command. Sophia was still there, but Sword reached out to me. They were another young upstart alliance, and they wanted to create an alliance before alliances were, allies were a thing, I guess. They wanted to be allied, and that starts our history. From the beginning of No is almost like the beginning of Sword. They started around the same time as we did, and they're still around today, and we are still allied today. And they're honestly just a good group of people. I'm in their Discord server, check in with them all the time. I don't really talk, but they're still a really good alliance. And I had a few of theirs visit me a couple of times, and a couple of ours visit them. But they're similar in terms of their structure to No. So I guess that's why I would consider them my favorite alliance outside of No.
That's a long relationship.
It is, yeah. It's amazing how we've been allies for so long without. There was a little bit of a dispute going back when GOT was around, and I kind of talked about that in Galaxy Chat
Yeah,
earlier, but we stuck through, and we are still allies today. We don't communicate as much as we used to, but we are still allied, and we still recognize each other. And back when base raids started becoming a thing, we raided together, and was just it was a good relationship. Long alliance that most other alliances cannot pull off. Thinking I'm looking at you, Legion of Chaos and Synergy, but enough on that.
yeah. We're talking to you, Admiral Kirk.
He doesn't watch these, does he?
Everybody watches these. What is your least favorite alliance and why?
I have a huge problem with a lot of those. Um, geez, I wanted to say like syndicate, but I don't even know if that's the right word. But basically, like Legion of Chaos, Synergy, and got, those big mega alliances or whatever. And the reason I have a problem with that is because going all the way back to Synergy's time, they were so bad and so inconsistent. And I mean, I guess I can understand, one guy trying to manage 5 alliances is a lot, but they were all of the time not very communicative. It was really hard to, make everybody in all of the alliances follow the one order. And it usually just ends up with them hitting their allies or hitting each other, being dissolved, causing a war. And I think that's happened with pretty much every single one of those alliances. But if we're going to talk about one specific alliance that I do not like, it would be right now Arrow, which is no longer around, I heard. AERO. And it was right before I left. I don't think it was their admiral, it was their second in command, was talking about how we all needed to band together and attack IMDY and just take out the bullies of the server. And the whole time I was like watching him just hit every other like little ship in the game, just because like he was kind of just being an asshole. And I was like I said, I don't have a problem with that playstyle, but when you say something and do something else, that is like a testament to your character. And
That's not cool.
yeah, especially coming from somebody who is, the second in command or something of the alliance, you're supposed to kind of represent a little bit. And he said one thing, did another, and it kind of sets you up to think that the alliance is maybe not a very good alliance.
I don't know when they died, and I don't know what caused it, but from hearing that, I can imagine.
Well, I heard that they merged with somebody to create Blaze. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Maybe it wasn't even the alliance that I hated so much. It was just that one guy, and I don't even remember who he was. But it's kind of snaky.
That's true. Well, now that you were talking about being allies, now you've seen the little purple hearts.
Yes.
So that's something that changed the game, because a big problem was you'd be an ally with somebody, they come through a system and hit a bunch of ships, and they hit you. There's no way to differentiate without paying attention and not being an ass, I guess. Now it's easier for the sloppy players to not hit you.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Well, let me ask you this, because I usually ask people, you've been around for as long as I can remember, which is true. That you've been around as long as I can remember. But why do you continue playing the game? What brought you back?
Well, I did not continue playing the game, as pretty much everybody knows. And I've always loved the game. Obviously, I played it like nonstop for the whole first year of the game's release, right? Um, but I stopped, and a lot of people were surprised that I stopped, given my kind of prominence. But life just kind of got in the way, and the game is just so demanding. Or it was, the battle pass helps, but back then it was like you had to be on all the time. You have to always be mining, you have to always be killing hostiles. And it's still kind of true, but I've definitely put it off a little bit. Like I'm still on a decent amount right now, but definitely not as much as I used to be when I was first playing. What brought me back was Emmett messaged me saying that you wanted to set up an interview, and I was like,
Oh,
okay, well, that might be
oh
fun.
no.
So I jumped in, and like I said, I still love the game. But I heard Rexy came back, and he
Yeah.
is my oldest friend in the game, going back from like week 1. And just seeing him playing the game and being active is honestly, it's kind of like, wow, this guy that has been gone for 2 years is all of a sudden just here, and like we could be playing together like I wanted to, the first whole year of the game, but he wasn't really on that much. So
He was in that dead alliance for a long time. Just him.
Prim, yeah,
Yeah. Just there holding the line, I guess.
yeah, he messaged me on Discord. I have his Discord messages here, says he's the last member in Prim because whoever it was, they set up like a fake admiral or a puppet admiral or something, left the game at that time, and he was the only active member after that. So, but he
They
wasn't
could.
the admiral. I think somebody, maybe it was Trill, tried to give him the admiralship, but he declined.
Oh, really? That's a long time ago too. That
Yeah,
name I haven't heard Trill's name in a long time.
yeah. She went to it. Did she? I don't remember if she stopped playing. I don't think she's still playing right now, but I don't remember if she stopped when I was around.
It's
Probably after I
been a
quit.
while. It's
Yeah.
been a while. She just went missing one day,
Oh yeah.
and that's fine. I'm friends with a lot of people on like Instagram for some reason. We all find each other on Instagram, and she's doing great. She's enjoying her life. I'll tell everybody that.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it goes with making friends on video games, and that's kind of the way it was with Rexy too, you know. We're on all the time talking, and then next day you're just gone.
And Rexy's so positive.
He is, yeah, and
He's
he's a
so
really good
cool.
guy. I enjoy talking with him. So
Well, I'm sorry that I'm the one that sucked you back in.
yeah, it's just another reason to hate you, I guess.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any money that you do eventually spend on the game, please blame me. I deserve it.
I don't. I'm like really sticking by. I don't think I will. I'm pretty good with finances, so
Well, let me ask you this question. This is a weird one. So tell me something you think is true that almost nobody agrees with you on. They say you're crazy. That's impossible.
is it about the game?
It can be. I mean, one of the examples was Bitcoin invented by Putin. I don't know. Your choice.
Something that I think is true, but nobody else,
Yeah,
or like
something you're gonna.
everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, they say like you're nuts. Why do you believe that? Like if you were a flat earther, I'm not gonna put that
Okay,
out there, but
well, okay. I think I think something that I think is true. Most people would say I'm crazy is building 4 Mayflowers just because you want to is fun, and a lot of people would say I'm crazy, but I disagree. On a more serious note, pertaining to me, is that I am a completionist, and I know it doesn't benefit me a whole lot, but I'm still tearing up my North Star. Almost have it tier 9, even though I have the Horizon. And yeah, it's good in mining events, but not much else. And I plan to do the same thing with the Vaklas, the Kumari, the Legionary, the Mayflower. Looking at you, Emmett, he keeps telling me not to build the ship. Yeah,
don't
I'm a
listen to him.
completionist. It's all about I'm getting the ship, I'm getting it 100% upgraded, and then it's probably just going to sit and collect dust. I'm not going to scrap it because that's just the way I am, and that's fine. That's how I play the game, and that's just how I like it.
Look, the Mayflower looks like the Reliant to me from Wrath of Khan. That's why I love it.
You think they're going to add the Reliant?
Oh yeah, they will. I'm sure they had everything. It's just there's a paywall for everything.
Yeah. Well, it didn't used to be that way. Well, I mean, it kind of always has been that way, but one of the benefits of being around, early in the game is they kind of just did hand out free stuff. Like the North Star is the biggest one.
Yeah.
So first off, when the jelly came out, or has it always been out? I don't remember. But after level 15, you know, you either had the jelly or you didn't, and it really sucked because it was so powerful for that level, and it was probably the most hated ship. Everybody hated it, and there was no way to get it when it first came out besides paying for it. So we always called them wallet warriors or something.
And it was
But the
probably
North,
$20. It was probably like
yeah,
$19.
20, not bad, but it's enough, just enough. There are those people that, like me, just don't want to spend. They refuse, and that's fine. I don't have a problem if you spend on the game or if you don't. At the end of the day, it's your money. You do with it what you want, and you have fun. It's kind of what I've been saying this whole time. But the North Star, when that came out, it was huge for free to play because all you had to do was mine. Anybody could get it,
Yeah.
and I got my North Star, and all of a sudden, this massive wall I was stuck on. All these missions you can't complete, systems you can't go to, events you can't finish on time. The North Star just fixed all of that, and it was amazing to have. And that's kind of one of the parts that I've missed about being gone from the game for so long. I'm sure they did events for that, like with the Devore and the Vidar when they came out. But I just wasn't around to claim the free ship, so now I have to, wait a year to get it if I decide to come back. But it was just such a huge help.
I love that ship, man. As soon as I got it, and I got it just a little bit stronger, I went out killing jellies.
Exactly. Yeah, we all hated the jelly. So when free to play got that North Star, it was just all right, jelly hunting time.
I didn't get a jelly until probably like 2 arcs ago. Finally got that baby jelly. I never wanted it. Oh,
I just maxed out mine actually, like last week when I first came back. It was like one of the first things I did because I saw it was like, right at the tip of being max, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna max it out. Like I said, it doesn't benefit me at all because the ship has like now it's 80,000 power, which used to be a lot, but now is nothing. And I already had a Kumari and a Vaklas and a Horizon that already had more power than it. But at the end of the day, I'm a completionist, so I just said, you know what, slap on that last piece of gear or whatever it is, and let's tear this thing up, and bam, max jelly. But I got mine by eventually they did add it free to play. Just doing all those boring, grindy missions took a long ass time, and eventually I got it. And I think probably by the time I unlocked it, I already had the Vaklas, so it probably wasn't worth it. But
if you want all the
you know,
ships, you get all the ships.
it's still satisfying to be like, a year after the ship's release and it tormenting you for the first 6 months of the game to finally unlock it, and then to be like, oh, really isn't anything.
No, it's the jelly's horrible. It has like a
It is,
terrible
yeah.
range. Like I can't even take it anywhere.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's kind of fun to fly around though.
It looks nice.
Yeah,
And I have one blueprint for the ISS jelly.
I
So
have 0, so good luck with that.
basically the same. Yeah. There are different ways to get it. You can get a full set of the blueprints if you win an event against everybody else on the server.
Yeah,
So
and those
not gonna
events
happen.
are fine and nice, but at the end of the day, it's just who wants to spend the most money when it comes down to that. So,
I don't even look at them. I don't compete in any of those. If it's not just me doing it, I don't even bother. Why waste the resources?
well, I participated the leaderboard one sometimes. I did the most recent one, the Latinum one. I
Yeah.
don't even have a Devore, and I didn't even mind Latinum. It was just 3-star resources and stealing Latinum, but I placed number 6, which is surprising well for how little I had. But if it's those leaderboards against other players around your level, like 27 is the max level for my division, I guess I'll call it. So I'm
Yeah.
competing with other level 23s to level 27. I'm probably at a disadvantage when it comes to other level 27s, but when it comes to those events, I give it my all. And at the end of the day, it's still some of them are who spends the most, but you definitely have a lot more chances to compete in those ones. And I've always done that. I've always said that that's a really good way to get resources. I usually save up my officer XP until a leaderboard officer event comes around. I wait till the last 5 minutes, see, oh, this guy's got 2 million officer XP. I have 2.2. I'm just going to dump it all, win the event. And then you
Yeah.
get all of your, 7 billion tritanium or some stupid number. And all you have to do is just kind of pay attention. It's not that hard.
If you died today, how would you like to be remembered?
It's a cool dude, fun, engaging, love people, and my cat. And I mean, that's pretty much it.
Well, EmperorZeus.
Yeah.
Thanks for chilling with me.
Right. It's been fun.